That's like 10 years. No, you know how it is. I'm if you ask me my opinion,
Hey, what's the name of that kid I got? Coulter.
By the way, about 10 minutes. Sandy, if you go to type in sports shorts. Okay, but you can share the video. We're on now. I just put it on.
same thing with Dan McDonald.
Buzzy, check it. Like it's a new feed, Buzz. All right, mic check. 1, 2, 3. It's on sports. No, I didn't tag it all. Just go to sports shorts. All right. Mike. Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Shorts Radio, presented by LeBear's Casino. We're over here at Roosters Men's Grooming Center. I mean, this is the place to be, fellas. Open 7 days a week, 2 locations to serve you. One, the OG spot on Perkins and Highland, right in front of the entrance to Blue Bayou Water Park. We're over here next to Town Center, next to Whole Foods. Open 7 days a week, so no reason not to look your best. Get that haircut, that beard trim, that men's shave, you name it, over here at Roosters. Joining me right now is former Senlaw High School baseball great and a long-time minor league and collegiate league coach, Ricky Van Asselberg, with the owner and head coach of the Baton Rouge Rougarou. How you doing, Ricky?
Man, I'm doing good. Happy to be here. Just want to say I'm not big league of people by wearing these sunglasses. Let's get that straight off the bat.
Yeah, so you wouldn't do like Buzzy.
Yeah,
you wouldn't big league people like Buzzy's done. Okay, well, good.
Yeah,
got a little eye thing. No, I get you. So, Ricky, the Baton Rouge. So, Rougarou opened a night last night. I know y'all lost, but it was a great night. Over 400 in attendance over there at Pete Goldsby Field. It was a good show, good product, good entertainment. Only $5 to get in, and I got my Rougarou hat at the merchandise truck, and food was good. The daiquiris were real good. Let me ask you this, Ricky. I mean, how long? You were in minor league baseball as a manager for a long time. When did you get into the collegiate game?
So I retired in 2016, and actually I had a back surgery, and I was down for about a year, and so all I would do is ride around on the golf cart and look at the horses and stuff. And my wife's like, she's a little younger to be fully retired. And a friend of mine that used to be general manager over Fort Worth had a team in Dallas. His head coach quit right before opening day. So he called me on the phone and said, "Hey man, I need some help." And I can help you find a coach. And he's like, "No, dude, I need you." And I'm like, "What?" And he started explaining to me. He was like, "It's only 50 games. You can do that in your sleep." He said, "But we really don't have a home field. It's probably going to be a shit show."
Right. Right.
That's not a very good way to get somebody to hire on.
Right.
And I did it. And next thing you know, me and Sandy Gill was hosting 5 kids. And it just kind of brought me back.
Host family. Yeah, like there were former players were living with you.
Yeah, I lost more money that summer.
Right. But, we tell Buzzy that's okay. You know, like,
That's what coaching is all about. Yeah. You got to take the oath of poverty and
right.
It fills your heart with joy, but
so you did it, and you liked it, obviously.
It changed my life, right? With those kids, it was nice to being in the minor leagues all those years. 25 years. The kids forget teamwork and stuff because it's a job you got to put up numbers every night, and so much pressure. And these guys being in college these days is so much pressure. Every time I watch a college baseball game, I don't know if it's a football game or a baseball game. They got the wristbands and they got the fanny packs, and I'm like, I'm old school, bro. I'm like, it's a fastball away, fastball in, breaking ball, change up, we're good to go. So it just changed about our life, and we had a chance to come back to Lafayette and coach a couple of years. And when COVID hit, the guy that owned the Rougarou was like, "Man, I know you from South Louisiana. I know you got a lot of friends down there." And Sandy Gill was like, "Literally, let's sell the farm." So we sold the farm, moved to Baton Rouge, and here we are.
Well, I know you live out in Denham Springs and right near me over at Greystone, and I've watched you play golf. I only have guest Buzzy on the show that I think I'm a better golfer than them. I can take Dan, I can take Ricky. You're already grandfathered in, so I've got no choice with you. But
I think he's making a
I've seen it one too.
For sure. All right, so last night was opening night. As the owner and head coach, you wear all the hats, right? But your players are from all over the country. I mean, you got a former Oregon player, you got Oakland College out of Michigan, you got players from Louisiana. I mean, tell me the process of getting these players.
Well, I mean, our ultimate goal was to go out and find players. For example, if somebody was playing in Alabama or playing, UCLA or wherever, if they were from Baton Rouge or from Gonzales or Prairieville or Denham, to give them a chance to bring them home to play the summer, to play in front of their parents and their grandma and grandpas and uncles and aunts and stuff like that. Well, we didn't buy the team till the 1st of November. So, which, in summer collegiate baseball league, most of the teams are already built by then. So we just kind of got on the phone and I started calling a bunch of guys that I knew in pro ball. So, which as well as I know, they're area scouts here and there. So that's one of the reasons why we end up having so many players from such, California all the way to Florida, and from the top to the bottom. But it's just kind of like being in the minor leagues. They just don't scout in the United States. They go to Dominican, Venezuela, Japan, Korea. So, I always say if they're good baseball players, we go get them. And their college numbers that they put up this year is not resulting into their summer league numbers. So, but they'll get there. Oh God!
Hey, don't worry about it. Give it a couple weeks, and we'll all be the coaches for it.
And 100%. I don't know who would want to be a coach like being an umpire. Nobody likes umpires. Not even umpires.
But I know y'all been at it for about a week, been on the road, just got home. You still have parts of your team.
They're still coming in because they're involved with regionals and they're elsewhere. I mean, even some of the guys over at the LSU units, their season. Ben McDonald's kid going to be playing for you in a couple of weeks, but he's up training in Missouri right now at a speed camp thing for pitchers. And you got other guys that are joining you. But give me one or two players to watch right now, some guys that have just jumped off over the first week that really are special in your opinion off the Rougarou.
I think one of our best players is going to be Raymond Polina, Oakland College of Michigan. Man, he's got one of the really steps on his swings.
What position does he play?
Second base, right field. I mean, he's got the strongest arm of any second baseman in the history of second base.
Right.
He's already got 2 assists from right field. He's going to play out there 2 games.
Right.
So, great player, can run, can swing it. Didn't play much this year. He was a true freshman up at Oakland. He only hit 212, but there's a lot in the tank there, and I just think he needs some at bats. And of course, we're excited to see get Brady Hebert in here, Catholic high kid, and went to LSU. They say he can really pick it and swing it. So I mean, we got Xavier Moore from Southern, which I think he's hitting 450 for us right now. He fresh off the bus, straight on the field. He went 2 for 3 the other night with 2 doubles, and then last night he had a big hit for us.
I know him. I recruited him. That's an athlete.
He was my first host kid 4 years ago.
He's an athlete, great kid. He was a great football player.
Very good football player.
And he got hurt and went to baseball, hurt his knee. And the first couple of years of Southern, he wasn't back all the way, but he's back now. He can really.
Well, the bad news for those kids is that they play at Beach Golf, a great park, but it's a giant man's field.
Yeah, you got to be a dude. Yeah, you got to be a dude.
Like 375, 380 in a gap. And last night, Xavier hit one off the
wall, off the bat, looked like he was going, but nope, just off the base of the wall in left center.
Let Rob Manfred get in here, and we can make a move where we get to hit it twice.
That's right. That's so ridiculous. All right, Ricky. So tonight, for folks, if you got an iPhone, you can watch the LSU game on your phone at 6 o'clock. But you guys are playing at 7 against San Antonio. What are they called? The Chocolates, which is Spanish for flip flop.
This is an all nickname league.
No, yeah, absolutely. And by the way, their uniforms, Buzz, pink, yellow, and blue, and silver. Like trust me, like they've got pink stirrups, pink leggings, and Coach, you got to think about it. How bad do I want to play? When you put on that uniform, it's like, whew. This is tough. Yeah, it's tough, but they got some dudes. They got a good team. They got some dudes on their team. The 3 arms they threw last night against y'all were legit. They had a dude at 94 in the 8th inning.
What was he doing here?
Right. Well, he didn't pitch at all for Houston.
No.
He's transferring from University of Houston. He's 90 to 94 last night, and with a good slider. And then the 6'6" kid they brought in to close the ninth from St. Mary's College in San Antonio was like low 90s with that downhill angle. I mean,
I got to get going it uphill.
With those uniforms, you better have a lot of self-esteem.
right. You better be good. Right.
You gotta be a man.
I mean, they have yellow belts,
Oh God.
pink socks. I mean, it's a look now.
It's a little, bring self-esteem way down.
Yeah. All right. So the Baton Rouge Rougarou. I know you got 21 more home games left. You play tomorrow tonight at 7:00 at Pete Goldsby Field. Tickets are only $5. It's a great show. Fun it's got the roof on it. You don't have to worry about the weather. They got the Budweiser deck down the line. It's great. And then you go on the road. And then when do you come back and play at home again, San Diego?
Actually, we play tonight. We're off tomorrow and Monday, and we play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay, so 3-game set. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week at home. So I'll definitely be out there for one of those against this week. By the way, I threw out the first pitch yesterday, and I got Buzzy Heidel here with me. It's on Twitter. If you go to sports_shorts, I reposted Jacques Doucet's video. Non-biased, what do you think the velocity was on that fastball in for a strike at the knees?
I just because I'm old school, I didn't see it.
In your heart,
Oh,
what do
my
you think?
But I heard
In
it.
your
I
heart.
did heard. I said it sounded good, which is, I don't know, 65.
That's 65, Coach? That's what you had it at?
Then you throw from 4.
No, I threw from the rubber.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's
Rubber.
easily 80.
No, I'm gonna say
No,
something.
I'm not saying 80, but I mean
As his
70.
former pitching coach, if he threw a strike and painted it on the
No,
ball,
Coach, it was. You'd have been proud. No, you would have been proud, Dan.
then somebody else had to be in your box.
You're going
Coach, I used to catch this dude back in the day. So,
No, trust me, Dan. Like, it was one of my better ones. Like,
I mean, he cut it loose. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah.
Let's face it.
I thought I had a 7.
I didn't think you had
like
it
a
in you.
7-0. Thought I had a 7-0.
I'll give you-
No, I don't want you to give me anything.
See, Ronnie, see how quick you could have been if you lost that weight when you were playing?
Yeah, that's it. By the
I've
way,
heard that speech before.
by the way, I was thinner when I played. I mean, this guy's unbelievable. He's not on the staff anymore. He's not on that core group, staff. We're gonna.
I'm glad you said thinner, not little, because you ain't never been little.
All right, Ricky Van Asselberg, owner, operator, and head coach of the Baton Rouge Rougarou. They're in action tonight, 7:00 at Pete Goldsby Field. And if you can't make it tonight, they play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Walk-up tickets available. They're only $5. The grandstand, the most expensive reserve seat's only $9. So it's a great value. Heck, it costs $10 to get into the Baton Rouge White Sox tournament at the box next weekend. So you get a better deal at the Baton Rouge Rougarou. We'll be back with Sports Shorts presented by Lamar Casino at Roosters Men's Grooming Center next. All right, welcome back, everyone, to Sports Shorts Radio. Ronnie Rantz, Buzzy Heidel, Dan Canavari, and we got a little special guest to stop by. Jump in there, Will. Will Davis stopped by, the Lamar Cardinals head coach, the former Lehigh Rebel catcher, who is now Liberty High School, and they just brought baseball back.
Had a couple games,
I
Coach.
told him this story. All right, let's talk.
I think I dropped a Will Davis on the broadcast.
No, you did, 100%. Get in the picture, Buzz. Get over there. All right, so earlier this year, Buzzy Heidel and I, and I don't know if you heard the show earlier, but we've kind of created a monster with Buzz because he's gotten so many paid gigs that now he doesn't like really coming to do the free ones, where he's just promoting his business.
That was only a matter of time.
Right. So he's gotten big time.
A little bit of fake news, Will.
so-
I'll tell you on the other side of things.
Earlier this year, Buzzy and I do Liberty High versus a Southern Lab in a game on for the Parking Digital Network on CST. Philip Hawk, the head coach.
Yeah, but who's our producer, our boy? He knows it.
Oh, Jeff Schneider
Jeff Schneider.
was the
Lehigh
producer.
alum.
Yeah, there you go. So
Love me some Jeff.
So anyway, Philip Hawk, okay, the former Parkview,
Woodlawn and
UL.
UL.
Woodlawn and UL. The biggest guy who leads the Raging Cajuns in walks ever. Like, he looks like he could hit 100 homers and he had 100 walks. But anyway, Philip Hawk's the head coach over there at Liberty. They get off to a good start. They play a bunch of nobodies. They're like 7-0 or 7-1 or something like that to start the year. And look, it's their first year with a varsity baseball program, after being gone for a while. Well, Southern Lab's not very good, and it wasn't a very good game. I mean, Buzz and I are doing the game. I mean, it was a lot of errors, a lot of walks. It was bad baseball. Let's just call it what it was. But the best thing that happened, Dan and Will, was in the middle of the game, Southern Lab had a pitching coach who made a visit to the mound to go talk to his guy. Except he forgot to take off the leather Gucci backpack that he had on his back as he went to the mound. And so Buzzy and I start giggling on the air, and I'm going, "Oh, he's got a backpack there. I wonder what's in the backpack. Does he bring snacks for the infield? I mean, do we have like a Gatorade for the coach or the pitcher?" I mean, and he said, so it gets posted on social media. Like, somebody had clipped it, the video, and posted it on social media and tagged like Ricky Weeks and all these big leaguers and all. And it was just like, making fun of it. And it went viral. It went the clip of the Southern Lab baseball coach with the Gucci backpack going to the mound. So a classic moment.
Yeah.
Buzzy and I were dying laughing on the air.
But look, Coach Hawk, I'll tell you, I don't know, Will, how much you keep up with your alma mater, but he's got some good things going over there. He's excited about the program.
He's excited about the program.
And he's getting guys out there that I don't think would have ever played baseball before. And so that's a step in the right direction.
Great, man. They're blessed to
Right.
happen there, yeah.
And they use Traction as their home field,
Right.
So the old Cypress Mountains is now Traction. They use those, so it's a good situation. Will, we just were talking to Ricky Van Asselberg, head coach of the Baton Rouge Rougarou. I know you and I visited last night at the game. It was my first Texas collegiate baseball game I've ever been to. I know you've been to many, being the head coach at Lamar. I was impressed at some of the players in that league.
Yeah, it's a good product, and the Texas teams do a really good job, and then the cane cutters with Richard Charles done a good job. So hopefully Baton Rouge can get it going.
Yeah, 2 teams from Louisiana in that league. The rest are from Texas. With the transfer portal being what it is now, it has changed college sports, not just baseball, but basketball, football, you name it. Now, you probably wouldn't have been at this game or many of these games in the past, but now with the transfer portal, this is something you'll do more often.
Yeah, that's why I was there. I saw them play the night before in Lafayette, and a couple guys can't say it.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it was working. Yeah, it's really awesome.
How has the transfer portal changed things for you? What was this, your 4th year at Lamar?
Yeah.
How has it made it more? How's it made it different for you?
Well, nothing yet, but what I'm seeing around the country, it's going to really, really affect the way we recruit as a mid-major. We're going to be way more transfer heavy, whether that be transfer portal guys or junior college guys. It's almost pointless to recruit a lot of high school kids.
Because if they do too good for you, they might go to UT or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, and they're not good enough to play the first year, then you're kind of wasting the spot. Really. So it's kind of sad for the development aspect of getting guys. The group I had this year that did pretty well in the winning season was a group that I stuck with for 3 or 4 years and got as freshmen. So it was a nice journey to go through with them. And unfortunately, that's not something that we're going to have probably going forward.
you know, Buzzy, and I know you know this, but people maybe, Will's dad, Randy Davis, of course, coached with Dan Canavari and knows Dan Canavari well. And well, Dan actually took Randy's spot. That's right. When Randy left in 1990, after the fall of 1990, went to be the assistant coach at South Carolina, Dan came in and took his spot. But we've all known Randy for a long, long time. He recruited me. How many times over under being 93 have you heard from your dad over the years the recruiting story of Ronnie Rantz? Is it over?
It's right over. He adds a sport.
Right.
Well, isn't that the great thing about a story is you just add a little bit. You add a little bit more to the story to make it grow it. It's legend. You know what I mean?
When you worked for Randy back in the day.
So
I mean,
the number for me is probably close to 60. I mean, but the funny stuff and man, Red, what a great guy. I love your dad so
Brian
much.
was apparently going to play tight end at Notre Dame. He actually has said that.
that's awesome. By the way, they never sent me a recruiting letter, but I'm not going to be the one
By the way,
to ruin that.
Was that the FedEx gets them every time story?
No,
That's not,
well,
that
he was a
wasn't,
part of that.
okay.
The story real quick is that I came to the Skip Bertman baseball camp after my freshman and sophomore years. My freshman year, I was paired up with like Chad Oj, Jesse Daigle, Robbie Ellis. That was a great pitcher from Bel Air. That was kind of our group. Then my second year, Chris Snowpack, who played at Ole Miss, and we didn't. He got hit 450 at Ole Miss, but we didn't sign him at LSU because he didn't tell Beetle Bailey thank you for picking him up at the airport. True story. So instead he went to Ole Miss at 450. But so anyway, we
Was that Beatles call or Skip?
It was Beetle. So anyway,
Look at me when I'm talking.
after follow me. So after my second year, after my sophomore year, Randy pulls me up, goes to a park bench outside the Broussard Hall, the dorm we were staying in, and he gives me a letter typed up on LSU baseball letterhead, and it's basically signed by Skip, and it says, "Hey, look, when you become after your senior year, we'd love for you to be a Tiger." It's kind of like we're offering you unofficially.
Right.
So as we're sitting there with Randy Davis, pulls up in a Camaro right in front of us, Adam Terrace, who played first base in '87 and '88. And Adam was not the best teammate. Let's just call it like it is. He wasn't liked by his buddies, right? And he transferred. I mean, he'd never been to a reunion, whatever.
Ronnie doesn't really care about if anybody's listening.
Right. So
Adam, what he says.
Well, I mean, we've got two people, and then there's the radio people. But anyway, so Adam Terrace says, Randy sees Adam walk by, and he goes, "Hey, man, come here, Adam." He goes, tell him if he comes to LSU for 3 or 4 years, he's going to go to the College World Series a couple times, and he's going to win a national championship. And Adam Terrace goes, "Yeah, they told me that same crap too." And he kept going. And Randy went, "Forget him, man." So anyway, but there's so many stories involving your pop, man. They were legendary. Lastly, Pulmonary. Of course, you didn't play for Smoke. You did get Paul his first year? Okay. Whew, that was a tough one. But anyway, 29-27, I believe. Nick Pontiff hitting in the 4-hole against Vandy and David Price.
But it goes back to a story that Will and I always talk about. If you keep bringing it up so much, people will forget if you stop talking about it. Okay? But they won't go look at the record books because they don't care. 07 was that long ago, but you keep saying it every chance you get.
It's a lot of scrolling.
Right? You know what I mean? And then we don't even know if it's in the right format. I mean, eventually it's going to fall off the list. Like, you can't even go get 87s anymore or whatever.
So, all right. So you obviously played and coached for Paul. What was your reaction when you heard he was retiring, and your takeaway on his legend, and then also thoughts on the new coach?
Yeah, one, I was surprised because I didn't realize the magnitude, I guess, of the headaches and all that stuff. That's just not like him. I thought to do it this way. I thought that we wanted to do a victory lap.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, kind of sad, in an era, it's what you're kind of used to. And I was with him for 8.5 years. And,
Golly, that long.
Yeah. So, as far as new coach goes, I feel like it's somebody good. It's LSU, so people are long.
Do you have you talked to him or anything, or
Yeah, I talked to him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We practiced in the box on that Monday.
On your way to Hammond for the Southland Conference tournament?
Yeah. So we said that 4 days later.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy times, and I'm talking about best friend of that. It's getting here when I come to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we all love Nolan, and he'll be somewhere. We'd love for it to be LSU, but obviously wherever he goes, it'll work out.
I think people don't realize too the impact that a guy like well, I mean, Will, just because you're a recruiting coordinator. I mean, that's maybe the most important coach on the team. I mean,
It is the most important.
right? I mean, to get guys in, and Nolan Kane's continuously brought top five recruiting classes in. So
one last thing before we let you go. Any truth to the rumor? You, Blake Dean, and Justin Hill going to do a super coaching staff and be the next head coaching group at LSU? Oh, you're meeting? You're going to. Okay. Okay, well, you heard it here first, right here on Sports Shorts.
awesome. I knew I was
You're
gonna
in,
plug
bud. You got two groups you're in on.
Pending a background.
Oh. Well, by the way, his old high school baseball
Yeah,
coach,
Jamie Morgan.
Jamie
right over
Morgan,
Well, there we go.
right over there. He can vouch for him. State champion baseball
look,
coach, by the way.
there. Yeah, 2003 state champ, the only state championship in the history of East Ascension High School. But that's neither here nor there.
Busby sophomore played third.
Yeah, played third, had a
In
big
case
couple
you didn't
hits.
know. In case you didn't know.
Big couple hits in the championship game against the Bo Jones of Dexter. Listen, on the director of baseball ops job, I'm not going to be able to be there for Saturday and Sundays. I think we should be good, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, foot hunting season is perfect. It ends
Right.
in January. You're good.
Beautiful.
Can he just do 8 months out of the year?
Right. That's what it is.
All right, he's Will Davis. Thank you, Will, for stopping by, man. Good seeing you. We'll be back with Dan Canavari and Buzzy Heidel next on Sports Shorts from Roosters Men's Grooming Center, presented by LeBears Casino. We're here to 12.
I got nothing to do for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's okay. I drove out here for 13 seconds on the radio.
Welcome back, everybody. Dan Canavari, Buzzy Heidel, over here at Roosters Men's Grooming Center in Town Center, open till 5 o'clock today. And the great thing about Roosters, you're open till 5 o'clock, 7 days, actually open 7 days a week today and tomorrow till 5, either here in Town Center at the Roosters location or Perkins and Highland in front of the entrance to Blue Bayou Water Park. All right, Dan. So LSU baseball this weekend. You know, you'll be here. You were in Oregon. What happened? How did LSU flip the switch? I mean, they're playing halfway through the game against Central Connecticut State. It looks like Pulmonary's career might come to an end
That's
against, was it, who was it?
No.
No.
On
The second game.
on the elimination.
Yeah, but they were like down a run or something.
Elimination game.
Yeah. I'm saying like Central Connecticut State, which by the way, I said this earlier, I give $100 to anybody in Roosters who can find it on a map without Google. You know, I mean, like Central Connecticut State
Connecticut?
is?
I mean, I know where Connecticut, I know where the state is, and I would imagine it's in the central of.
It's in Bristol, Connecticut. It's right outside.
Where the home of ESPN is.
All right, give him
No, but I mean, he was there. He's looked it up. He's talked about it. I mean, like,
I grew up there.
you know,
That's where I'm from.
but all right. So, I mean,
Those are hard-nosed kids. I mean, when I coached them at the Notre Dame,
that's right.
you know, they'll fight you in the parking lot.
Well, see, now he's okay to do it. You know, now it's been 2 weeks. He announced his retirement. Before you looked at me with the voice.
No,
I'm the bad guy. You know, like, but now you're okay. All right. So all right, Dan. So let me ask you, what happened? Because I mean, it was sketchy there in game 2 of that series.
I will say the first game the guy from Gonzaga was
I
outstanding.
agree. Pitcher of the year.
I was sitting behind home plate, and he had the Louis Tion throw, meaning his leg kick gave a different delivery every time, and we were trying to get our foot down, and we were all off, and couldn't get good swings off, which is great. But more than that, he located pitches. So I'm thinking, okay, that's a gimme. Like that's a once in a lifetime. But I'll tell you what I think. Sitting there waiting in that room to get the regional bid, they had a near-death experience. And, you know, their season was over. And I think, you know, then Paul announcing his retirement and everything. I think they really realized this could be over, and we're not really going to make our mark in LSU baseball. And they just decided to forget about everything and just play the game and win it because they were better than Central Connecticut. They were better than Gonzaga. And I tell you what, they definitely were better than Oregon. And I think Oregon was overrated. So what happened? They just decided to play the way they're capable of.
Yeah. If you believe all the experts and everything when the regionals were announced, that was one of the regionals they thought that the 1 seed was not going to come out of. Oregon was one of them. Louisiana Tech was another. Of course, they got those 2 right. I'm with you, Coach. I mean, I think there was a little sense of urgency, but at the end of the day, players got the job done. Gavin Dugas just it was a man child. I mean,
How many home runs does Gavin Dugas have right now? Is it 19?
It's 19.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, Cruz has 16. I mean, Dugas stepped up. Bianco's had some big hits where he didn't have it, you know, his whole career so far, and he got big hits. Of course, Coleman through the game of his life, and guys just stepped up in the big time moments, and that's what LSU baseball has been known for. I mean, it's many years since you've been there, Coach. Since Ronnie, since you've been there, that's what makes it fun. And that's why LSU baseball is what it is. Because when the things matter, when it's what time, they get it done. What year was that when UNLV they were down? Whatever.
89.
I mean,
A&M.
or A&M, and then
Well, that was the first regional LSU's won on the road since 1980.
Right.
I mean, they haven't been to many of.
right. 2010 we were at UCLA, and we went to Oregon State in 2018.
Trevor
But
Bauer and Garrett.
you remember that? Huh?
That's who y'all faced.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were in the you faced Bauer, but they were both on the UCLA team won the national championship that year.
Yeah.
And now you look back and go, of course
They won the national championship.
South Carolina.
Oh, he won in 13.
They lost in 11, South Carolina.
Oh, that's right.
And they had a disappointing year, but 2 years later in 13, that's when Bregman made the year.
They were in the first game, and Nola threw the game of his life. They lost 1-0, but UCLA won it that year. But no, I agree with you. I think the sense of urgency picked up. Some guys stepped up to the plate, literally, and they got some pitching performance.
Tell you what, I saw a clip. John Gruden, he said tradition. He said tradition gives you an opportunity and the experience of having something to lean on when times are tough. And I think the LSU tradition was there. I mean, I think those guys, Mark Kinderman deserves an assist because they saw the Hold the Road video on the bus. And I think they really started to understand the whole history of the program and how it started. And I think that kind of made them feel like, hey, we've got a little,
There's some magic in that brand.
there's magic in the brand, but we have a responsibility to carry that brand on.
It's funny you say that, Coach, because that's exactly in 2008 when we went on the winning streak, and then in 2009 we won the national championship. I can't tell you, and we'll can attest to this, how many times we watched the video, and it wasn't obviously the whole road, it wasn't out there, but it was a highlight video of watching.
Terry,
always do it. Watch Terry score the wrong way.
Armando Rios, Todd Walker, and all that. Yeah.
The whole thing. And we look forward to when are we playing the video on the bus? When are we playing the video? And you're right. We wanted to uphold responsibility that the guys before us, basically they put forward. And so I agree. That was something. It's going to be a tough weekend. Look, they're going to Tennessee. It's going to be a raucous environment, but
Look, and back in April, they played them tough. They lost 2 games in extra innings. So this is very doable for LSU.
Give me 30 seconds, as we're running out of time. Give me 30 seconds on why, because a lot of people wonder about Mike Bianco with 22 years in one regional. Why is Mike Bianco potentially a good option for Scott Woodward?
Okay, I said this to Buzzy. Look how many he won as an assistant coach. National championships. Nobody else out there. He's in a tough spot in Ole Miss. He's got less scholarships because he doesn't have a TOPS program. He took a program from scratch. He built it up. It's very, very tough to win in the SEC. And like you guys were saying early on here, you got to have some luck. And he hasn't had it. And hopefully he'll get it this time. But I think he's a great candidate. I think the alumni will embrace it. He's proven he can do it year in and year out and put Ole Miss at the national level. So I think it's a really I think it's a good opportunity for everybody to kind of bring it all together.
Buzz, give it 30 seconds to watch Cliff Godwin.
We're doing this.
Yeah.
Well, Cliff's nobody's gonna out recruit him. I mean, you see what he's doing at ECU. Granted, he may lose this super regional to Vanderbilt. They lost last night, but he's taking a team at East Carolina, which by the way is in North Carolina, not South Carolina, right?
I
And
didn't know which Carolina. I just guessed.
they've been a good program, but a program that's not done what they've been doing with Cliff Godwin. He went to Omaha with Mike Bianco, but Cliff was the hitting coach in 2014. And Cliff's nobody's going to outwork him. He's a young guy that's going to be there. Yeah, he's a young guy that's going to be there forever. He's not that young. He's 42, 43 years old.
Looks 50.
Mike Bianco would be a great one too, but I think Cliff Godwin would be his time for LSU. I really do. And he's been there. He was there in 08. And so he knows the LSU magic.
Buzzy Heidel, also Dan Canavari. Thanks for listening to Sports Shorts Radio. Check out the Rougarou tonight, 7 o'clock. And don't forget, Sports Shorts Radio every morning, Saturdays at 10, right here on 104.5.
Well, that was 15 minutes of fame. Appreciate it, Ronnie. There was a guy with a shopping cart. Looked like he was from Oregon. Was out there. I thought maybe he's going to go on next. Oregon is the armpit of the earth.
I've never been.
Don't. It's not on your bucket list.
Unless you want to go there for suicide, assisted suicide.
Nate
It was the first state in the union to allow assisted suicide. A lot of people go there for that. Yeah.
But how about this?
Been in the hurt.
Number one per capita in the United States.
Because you can't move.
Nate did say
You
that.
can't move. Well, the other thing is they have a website. I was talking to the manager doing the videos. He said, why? I said, why they have planes that just ship out their homeless to London? I said, because they protect them. And it's like, this is like Vegas for homeless.
Right.
And everywhere you go, the Cool is a beautiful park. Oh, there's people camping. No, there's people living. And then you pull up, it's like, how do we have to make guys sleep and fix the break box? I mean, you drive, you look under the overpass, but it's like the city. Under the overpass.
Yeah.
That's great.
I remember going to Austin for in 19 for the football game. You know, the LSU big moment, and it was that way in Austin, like under the overpasses and all by UT.
But this is
all the homeless people. Yeah, no.
You can't even imagine. You know, I've never seen so many people with backpacks, canteens, walking around the streets.
I said that the other day. When you put
You'll be like, you come here right there and watch canteen.
But I said, you did that for me. I was like, I did that for you. Nobody else got it.
Tell you what.
Right there, they looked at this day and gave us a tour. We went. They take it for like a little nutrition center or whatever. He's like, we're going canteen. And we're like, what?
It's just so
funny.
funny.
Go in this game. What's I get a canteen? We got canteen.
Right.
So it's a weird thing to call it.
Yeah, exactly.
West.
Oregon, they might get there. We beat them the first game. We beat them second. They were kind of all.
Right. Well, they have their fan base. They kept showing their fan base on TV. They're just sitting on their hands. You know, there's.
Well, I thought they swung it okay with it. They must have not had great pitching. I mean, they
I was a team at nationals.
Right?
No, they're pitching her some of the scout who's really good.
area he played in Florida.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to him, what do they got? He goes, well, they're pitching after the starter when they brought in that lefty who's supposed to be a closer. He goes, he's below average in the SEC. He goes, you got nothing to worry about. And he said, after the first 5 hitters, they're nothing.
That's always the thing with like, yeah, those other conferences. You don't
Well-
know if it translates.
Well, here's the thing. He said to me, he goes, I've been scouting. I've been in the SEC. He goes, there's only 4 teams that could even play in the SEC and the Pac-12, and the other 8 teams are shit. He said they couldn't even be a midweek opponent.
Do they have Stanford on still left? Think so. Or Arizona.
Yeah, Stanford blew out Texas.
Arizona. Oh, both those are good.
I would say Arizona.
Arizona and Stanford are good.
I
That's about it.
I tell you what, I have a funny feeling we're going to win in 2.
And look, I know.
See the law of average. Can't win 5 out of 6.
That's
Same
my-
season.
That's my brother.
I just don't.
Yeah, that's it's Jack Dallas's brother.
Okay, so, yeah, that's why.
That's what it is.
So the sulfur head coach with high school, sulfur high.
Yeah, same board, yeah.
He texted, on he's watching in the first hour. It's like,
I
yeah.
got a pull from my boy Dallas. I guess he coached them with the Beaumont
Yeah.
team or whatever.
Hey, so people are like, how'd you not get that kid? He was 79 to 82.
Good seeing, Coach. Good seeing you.
79 to 82 his senior year of high school. Because his brother was with me, so he's like, hey, you gotta watch my brother. Walks on at Panola, Eagle, 94. Like, his brother had an offer to walk on at Lamar as a punter, Chad Dallas.
Right.
He's like, if I walk on as a punter, will you let me walk on the baseball team? This is the best pitcher in the country.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you can come walk on. Like, let me know what you're gonna do.
That one's mine.
I could have had Chad Dallas as a walk on.
No.
He had 0 offers out of high school. He was 79, 82.
So
Right?
what happened?
So Panola offered him a walk-on spot. He's like, I think I'm gonna take the walk-on spot at Panola. I'm like, all right, man, well, good luck. We'll follow you there. You know, the whole thing. You can't go out recruits on March 1st, right? So I'm checking the NJCAA stats like in February when they start. His first 2 starts, like 8 innings, 14 Ks, 1 hit. I'm like, Jack, your brother? Like, he's like, yeah, everybody, Texas has offered him, A&M's. I'm like, what? He gained 15 miles an hour.
From the steroid.
Like if you saw him, like he's all jacked up and like,
Right.
I'm like,
Not the
okay,
same guy.
that's,
Yeah. The Brandon Larson workout program.
What if Joe Marco's going to challenge us to us? Oh, that's right.
Oh, he did back then when y'all were getting all the homers and everything.
He turned us into on steroids. And they had us all tested and everything. Of course, we were clean by then. And so Hester made shirts up. He goes, thanks. He goes, no, we're not on steroids on the front and on the back. He said, but thanks for asking. You know? Okay. But it was creative. So anyway, but the key is, so Delmonico does the thing. We all test clean. I guess Skip, pays the guy $100 to make sure it's clean. He says, okay, can we get a box? And we take a hat box and he sends one of those shirts to Delmonico. No, the shirt says, no, we're not a shirt. Thanks for asking. Hey, Rod, fuck you. Because see, Delmonico wasn't man enough to admit it. See, he's not man enough to admit it. He just did the Sidewinder deal.
Did he ever call it? It wasn't me. He
I look at that, he's like, oh yeah, they were all starting. Like, watch that 97 highlight video. Yeah, there's like a clip where Player hits a hit as a freshman. He's on first and his neck is like down to here. Like,
Then you go to, but then you go to 2000 and he shrunk.
I remember,
just like Doug, this is like, I'm sure Doug was too. But where Doug throws, that's the most badass one of the whole thing, where he throws the glove and then just walks into the oncoming people.
it's attacked.
Like he doesn't hold on, he just walks right into them. That is the best thing ever.
I agree.
That was always my favorite one. Where Doug chucks the glove and just steroid walks into like an oncoming pile of people.
My favorite skit movie of all time. Very few people realize. Now you have that banquet, that impromptu banquet, Ronnie, like in Omaha, after you win, and then the K lady does it, you know, you do the thing, and all the players